Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I make video tutorials in which I show you how to knit particular stitches or patterns. Today's tutorial will be about the Chinese wave stitch, also known as the Stamen stitch or Stamen stitch. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to primarily go with the Chinese wave stitch. It's also known under the name Honeycomb stitch, which I do find rather confusing, as there are already two patterns that I'm aware of that are also called Honeycomb stitch, one with cables and one without. I believe I've even done a tutorial on both. So in case you're here for those stitches, I will leave you a link to those tutorials down in the description. But today I will just give you the Chinese wave stitch. I am going to show you row by row how to knit them. I will also show you row by row a chart on how to do it, if that helps you. I'm currently casting on some stitches. This pattern requires you to cast on a multiple of 2 amount of stitches. So just make sure you have an even amount of stitches. And it is a repeat of 4 rows. 2 rows of which are just stockinette, which is quite easy. 2 rows are very similar, so you don't have to think too much about this. So let's get started with row 1. Row 1 is on the right side. You simply knit all your stitches knitwise. And this is the same for every row on the right side of your work. You simply knit all the stitches. This pattern, the Chinese wave stitch, is not reversible. So the 2 sides do differ. Row 2 is on the wrong side. This row always begins and ends with an edge stitch, which is going to be a knit stitch. So your last and first stitch is basically always knitting garter stitch. So we're going to knit 1. This is your edge stitch. And then we're going to repeat the next 2 stitches. You're going to knit 1. And then you're going to, with the yarn held in the back, throughout this entire pattern your yarn will be held in the back. You're going to slip this stitch from your left needle onto your right needle without doing anything to it. You're not going to knit it, you're not going to purl it, you're just going to slip it. You can slip it this way, you can slip it that way. Doesn't really matter all that much, as long as during the next row, when you're going to knit it, you don't twist it. So I'm going to show you this again. I'm going to knit 1, and with the yarn held in the back, you're going to slip the next stitch, and then you're going to knit the next one and slip. That's it. Make sure you don't, when you're going to knit the next stitch, when you knit your stitch, make sure you don't tighten this too much. It doesn't have to be too loose, but also not too tight, so you don't contract your work, you see? Because then it will be very tight and it will be a very, very narrow work. So, just pleasantly loose. Slip 1, knit 1, just all the way to the end. Get into a little bit of a flow. Until the very last stitch, which is a knit stitch. There you are. Row 3, right side, you simply knit every stitch knitwise. So both the ones that you slit previously and the ones that you knitted but now look as if they are purled. Make sure you don't knit it all together. You keep this in front, it's what gives the pattern its effect. Already see coming through. So last row, row 4, back on the wrong side. So basically, to make the whole effect of the Chinese waves, the real work is done when you're on the wrong side. Usually it's when you're on the right side, but it's a different kind. So we're going to do the edge stitch again, just like in row 2. You're just going to knit it. And then now you're going to do slip 1 with the yarn in the back, again just like in row 2, but you're going to alternate. Row 2 it was knit 1, slip 1, now it's slip 1, knit 1. Why? Because the alternating of the slips, and actually basically with the yarn in front, is what gives it the lovely effect. So make sure when you're doing this pattern to have a row counter or anything with you, so you can keep a good eye on whether you're on row 2 or on row 4. Because if you accidentally switch them up, they're not going to alternate, and it's going to be a very visible, unfortunate mistake. Last stitch, you're just going to knit it as well. There. So as you can see, the slipping of the yarn is alternated, and that's how it should be. And this is how it looks. This is the front, and this is the back. I hope this was helpful. If you like this tutorial, please help me out. Give me a like, a comment, you can just say hi. You can always subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in me giving you a tutorial on a specific stitch, definitely leave it down in the comments, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!